The transition, the day and the night is happening. The night shift checking in, the day shift checking out. Pearl spot owlet calling as well, distance. Haven't heard many pearl spotties lately, I'm not sure why. Now, if all of you possibly have just a one word to send through about how a moment like this makes you feel, let me know. Just send through one word. We'll gather them together and share them with you next time. In the meantime, James has made his way back to those elephant.
We've done a whole big loop around this reserve, and we've come back to where we started, really. And this herd of elephants is now enjoying a retreat towards the west across the clearings. And I just thought, we had such a wonderful time with them earlier. Why don't we just continue our wonderful time? And so that's what we're doing. Except this time, it's in the night. You can hear all the frogs, painted reed frogs, common caco. There's something else going there. Quack, 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 quack. Cool, we're going to learn a new frog today. We're going to learn a new frog call today. That's my frog call song. Do you like it, Olaf?
Yeah.
You do? Good.
You're going to beatbox it.
I don't know. Let's not push it. I think it was fine. Maybe if we do it again, then we'll beatbox it. Right. It's not a dwarf puddle frog. It's not a northern pygmy toad. Not that. Natal sand frog? No. This is quite close. Tandy sand frog? No. None of these are quite right. No, these are not doing it for me. Guttural toad, flat-backed. Where's that northern pygmy toad? Now it's stopped. The one going quack, 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 quack. It's not a red toad. Ah, here we go. No, not a northern pygmy toad. The closest I can get to it is the one of the sand frogs. I don't think those are right either. Okay, well, I'll keep examining while we enjoy this wonderful sighting. There it is. It's a broad-banded grass frog. There we go. Broad-banded grass frog, everybody. Good. Okay. Fantastic. As we enjoy the elephants. A couple of birchall starlings calling off to the west. As they settle for the night. Gormless woodland kingfisher who hasn't realized the sun's gone down. Just to give you an idea, if I look away from the monitor on which Olaf is creating this picture, I can hardly see anything. It's really dark. Jenna, I agree with you. Elephants look extraterrestrial in IR. I think everything looks a little extraterrestrial in infrared. If you're a new viewer and wondering if you've just gone colorblind, suddenly you haven't. We are in infrared, which means that we can suck a lot more light out of these sightings. The camera is very clever, it can see infrared, but our naked eye cannot, and color we can't get out of it, so it's just infrared light. I wonder if there are any human beings able to sort of see infrared, or if it's just entirely beyond the visible spectrum for us. Birds can see ultraviolet, and a lot of insects can see ultraviolet, which is the opposite end of the scale. Much shorter wavelengths. And I think some birds can see infrared. And it means that the colours on birds, that iridescence that birds reflect, which is impressive to our eyes, is even more impressive to a bird that can see in ultraviolet or infrared. Do you know what else is a really lovely sound this time of the day? Is the sound of an elephant exhaling or ripping a bit of vegetation, going especially if you can't see them. It's just a comforting sound of the bush, as long as you're not on foot about to be stomped on. Then it's not comforting at all. Dark mane lover, bird calls that annoy elephants? No, I can't think of any calls that might annoy an elephant. I'm just trying to think, are there any birds that irritate elephants? Well, they don't tolerate oxpeckers. Are there any birds that no, I would say not. I mean, I imagine that if something like a hardy-dar ibis, which has the most offensive call of all birds, was to fly up to an elephant and shout, "Ah!" into the elephant's ear, then I think it would become irritated, as do I all the time with hardy-dar ibi. They also have an uncanny ability to do that when you need silence, or you're on the phone, or you're listening to somebody say something important. Some flock of the beastly things will fly over you going, "Ah, ah, ah." You see, they don't like it at all. They don't. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was just doing a hardy-dar. I'm sorry. Please carry on. So there you go. There's your answer, dark mane lover. They don't like hardy-dars. Who can blame them? And there you can see the very last embers of the 9th of March 2023 of the Common Era.
Oh, we've got a lovely big group of impalas here, seemingly quite harmonious for the moment, but there's a lot of males that every now and then have kind of started running and chasing each other. Remember we talked about the change of the season, or at least the change of the seasons with the rutting season coming up, and these males definitely, they got into a little bout where everybody was chasing each other. And I'm really hoping that they give us another round of it, but we shall wait and see. I'll tell you one thing, I can definitely feel a slight shift in the change of the seasons here. The temperature is very cool now. When I did Sunset Safari, when was it, around 3 nights ago, I forgot my jersey. Tell you what, I got back to the lodge and I was one cold camper. And you know, closer to the start of the year, around sort of end of January or so, there really wasn't much of a coolness in the evening. You know, it didn't really warrant putting a jacket on. But it's definitely starting to cool down, very noticeable now. And remember, there is a link between the change of the seasons and the testosterone levels of male impala starting to increase, kind of instigating a lot of competition amongst them. And then all of that guttural type of calling that we were talking about earlier. Here comes one of the males running from the left. Nothing too drastic. I feel like he was just catching up with the group. Maybe he didn't want to be left behind. I feel like everybody is slowly starting to move around and about, getting their last bit of feeding in for the day.
Great, beautiful. It's unbelievable if we look at the cloud information and a little bit of a contrast as sun going down. It look like it really, it could be a wind that is breaking in a later stage of a night today, maybe early in the morning. The way it looked like on the cloud above, it's such amazing. It could be weather, of course. It could be heavy floods that coming in. You cannot tell, but this is very, very, really interesting to see how beautiful it is on the sky, late time of the day, like as it is at the moment. It's very rare to see this kind of cloud information taking place.